Said I used to be in love, but not as much. And it's usually a dub. Tonight I'm with you. All that dancing in the club, girl, you bought some.
Hey, thank you so much for pressing play. I am Keisha Gay. I appreciate it. I don't know if y'all noticed. I made a podcast the other day. I took it off because I think it was a little aggressive, a little anger, too much anger in it, a little bit angry. That's the word I was looking for. And that's not what I'm trying to come off with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go through their shit. We all do. But one thing I do want to put out there is positive vibes and shit. You know what I mean? Let's share it and build on it. You know what I'm saying? When I say share it and build on it, that means when you put it out, other people will receive it, then they're going to put it out, then they're going to receive it, other people going to receive it, and there's going to be a circle of love eventually, if you believe in shit like that. So, my apologies for anybody that heard it. I tried to delete it in certain places. I think it's still on my the iTunes podcast, but it is what it is. Somebody hear it, they hear it, but I deleted it. Again, like I said, positive vibes as usual. Back to the regular scheduled program, building this world and making it a better place. You feel me? I am talking about relationships. It seems like a thing that I've been in for all my life, which is funny as fuck because you're not supposed to be in this many relationships with other people. You're supposed to be in more relationship with yourself than you are with other people. Now, it seemed that I had more relationship with other people than I did with myself. Meaning that timeline that you give yourself to recoup, figure things out, figure out who you are, and then move on from there. I noticed that a lot of us are afraid of that space. You know that space when you break up with somebody and you heartbroken, you cursing them out, you feel you crying some days trying to figure out what went wrong and the pain that it exudes. I think we're afraid of it. I think we're afraid of that space, and that's a space that most of us need to be in. But it's so painful. Nobody want to be in that space. You know what I mean? Nobody want to be in that space of that person. No, that person do not love me, or someone does not love me in a romantic fashion. It's like a drug. You know what I'm saying? Love is like a high, and the shit. In fact, it is a high. Love is a high. It's not like a high. Let me stop. Love is a high. Feeling love is a high. But when you don't feel love, that's when the pain comes in. And then, you know, as a drug addict, you know, those are the days where you sweating. Those are the days when you crying, comparing it to an addict with it's called a withdrawal. And you're feeling withdrawal. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes along and they make you feel something. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be that right something. It might not be that right drug. But it felt something similar to the one you had before, and then you latch on to it. Instead of going through the pain, if you ever been in love, the best thing about it is the ones that been in and broke up. The best thing about it is that time that you spend with yourself after you and that person separate and go your separate ways. Because you will really be reaching for a temporary fix. And that temporary fix may not be it. They may not be the person that you're meant to be with. You know, sometimes sex draws you into a person. Spirituality draws you into a person. Lust draws you into a person, which is the same as sex. That withdrawal draws you into a person. But how do you know if they're the right person if you're not in the right frame of mind to be receptive to what's really out there? Why are you so afraid of that timeline to be with yourself, be in pain? Why are you so afraid of pain? Why are we so afraid? Why me? I'm gonna use myself as an example. Probably, I think the biggest gap I've ever had between relationships was 6 months. Like, I'm talking about me and this person did not live together. We moved away from each other, and then somebody came along. 6 months was I think that was my biggest gap. Six months, and that obviously wasn't enough, in my opinion. It wasn't enough for me to have a clear head, clear mind. Not saying that I jumped into something. I just feel like I didn't give myself enough time to repair and figure out what I needed and what I wanted. And so to say the person I did get with, we obviously didn't work out. I think it was a 1.5-year, 2-year relationship. And I probably would have seen it sooner if I would have really refreshed and repaired myself. And then I would have seen, okay, yeah, this is not the one for me. Because when you get into that place of repair and refresh, there's a lot of things that you won't deal with, and you know that you won't deal with. You can spot it on. It's not the sex, you know what I'm saying? The sex draws me in. I'm not gonna lie, that used to be my thing. I could have sex with you and you got me locked. You know what I'm saying? That's not my thing anymore. I basically became a virgin again in that sense. But if it wasn't my lustful ways or my sexual ways, me and that person wouldn't have been together at all. If I would have been refreshed and repaired like I needed to be, me and that person wouldn't have been together. But that person catered to my sexual desires, and that's what made me and that person work initially. But that wasn't going to keep me, because sexual desires is not something that keeps you anywhere. Sex don't keep people for a very long time. It's temporary. A lot of things are temporary, and that's one of those things that are temporary. So I should have stayed by myself for a very long time. I should have stayed with myself and repaired myself and said to myself, yo, chill, you can't do this. You know what I mean? This ain't for you. She's not for you. She's just a temporary fix. You know, she might look familiar. She might look like something that you might want, but she's a temporary fix. Obviously, she didn't work. So why are we afraid of that space? That space that allows us to grow. Why are we afraid of that space that allows us to choose properly the next partner? You know, that space where you have dinner by yourself. You know, that space where you take yourself on dates, you know, to the movies or whatnot. You know, that space where you take trips out of the country by yourself, which I have. I've taken trips out of the country by myself. And I just feel like it's an individuality thing for me, though. I need to know who I am. For the rest of my life, I have to spend the rest of my life with myself. For the rest of my life, I'm the only person I'm going to really know. So I have to put a lot of effort into me. You know, not talking mess about anybody else and how they do it or why they do it. It's none of my business. I got to put a lot of time into me. Why are you so afraid of being by yourself and putting time into you? You're expecting somebody to know you and treat you the way you treat yourself. But you got to treat yourself better. And then you'll be pulling in the right person. You'll be attracting the right person. You know what I mean? And you won't be needing this temporary fix. Because that temporary fix becomes a need. Because it feels familiar. Man, it feels okay. Somebody loves me again. You know what I mean? This person denied me of their love. And now 10 days later, somebody loves me again. A month later, somebody loves me again. 6 months later, somebody loves me again. But that might not be the right type of love. That might not be the right person. And you ask yourself, who's the right person? How do I know? Well, shit. First, love you, and then all the other things will just fall into place. You know what I mean? You won't subject yourself to things that your heart and your soul won't allow anymore. You know? So, yeah. I'm just saying this because I see it a lot. I see people jump from one relationship to the next, and they lie to themselves about it. But it's neither here or there. It's my opinion. I just want everybody to find the right person. Another thing. I talk to old people a lot. And I noticed that sometimes these 60, 70-year-olds that are in relationships don't even like each other. Don't be them. I see a low percentage that still rock with each other hard. Like, they really fuck with each other. 60, 70-year-olds fucking with each other. Like, they rock with each other. They got jokes and shit. That's the type of relationship you want. You don't want nothing that's temporary fix. You want something that's sustainable. And for you young motherfuckers that listen to me, relationships is a lot of work. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be truthful. And this, you might not understand, but I'm going to help you understand. Keep other people out of your relationships. Keep other people out of your relationships. They should not have any persuasion over your mindset. They should not have any persuasion over the decisions you make. This is a one-on-one thing. Do not involve others. You will really fuck up something because you allow other people to put their 2 cents where it does not stand. You really got to understand who you are in your relationships for you to know if it's the right thing or not. No one else could tell you. Because you're not telling them the full truth. That's bullshit. You're only telling them one side. You already know there's 2 sides to every story. You know you're only telling them one side. So therefore, they can't really evaluate your relationship correctly. Because you're only saying one thing. You're only talking about what they do to you. You're not talking about what you do to them. But man, this is long. I'm sorry. It's 12 minutes. I don't really like to talk that long. Thank you for pressing play. I go by the name of Keisha Gay. And I appreciate y'all listening. You know what I mean? However y'all listen, you know. I appreciate anybody that listens to anything that I say. You know what I mean? I think I got a lot of good shit to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty versed in a lot of different areas in life. I decided to be open-minded and try new things, and you know what I'm saying? So, really, for all you little 20-something-year-old lesbians, studs, whatever, trans, whatever, you need to put effort into your relationship and leave other motherfuckers out of it. Real talk. And no, social media do not affect your relationships. It's such a fucking bullshit ass lie. I'm tired of people saying that shit. Go ahead and like that motherfucker's picture. It's alright. Fucking insecure ass motherfuckers. Alright, peace. I'm out, I think now.
For some new things, you got a new thing, but I know you miss what we had, and I know what I done did was fucked up, but you just don't get me back like that, no. How you gon' let another nigga get one up on me? Part of me saying fuck you, part of me like I need you. For the feelings, wait, please bring me a dumpy.